For $10 more than the Kingrinder K6, one of the best bang for the buck hand grinders out there, you get a 72-watt DC motor, compact, light, and in some of my tests, it tasted better. There's also one test in this video that I haven't seen any other content creator do, and the results were quite interesting. This is the Geimori T38 Plus, 38mm hexagonal conical burr, 72 watts DC motor, around $120 at the time I filmed this. The construction is solid, metal where it matters, the base is plastic, not wood, but I like the design. It's clean, compact, and the magnetic cup alignment is satisfying to use. One small complaint: the cup fits a bit too tightly, it scrapes the body when you remove it. No scratches so far, but a concern. Speed is great for pour-over. It grinds 10 grams in about 10 to 12 seconds. For espresso, 18 grams at click 12, a light roast took around 45 seconds. Not super fast, but if I hand grind, it would take about the same with more effort, and I couldn't do anything in parallel. My DF64 is faster, but it costs 3 to 4 times more. The adjustment is stepless, and it's precise. I used my Ranchillo Silver with Arduino, adjusted for fixed flow and pressure to measure extraction time across grind settings. Between consecutive marks, 4 to 6 seconds difference in extraction time. 17 seconds at click 13, 23 seconds at click 12, and 27 at click 11. You can even go half a mark for 2 or 3 seconds variation. And for pour-over, I typically grind around clicks 50 to 60. That's close to the limit of the scale. I would prefer a full 360 mark range, and there's a specific reason for that, which I'll get to in a moment. In terms of retention, the T38 Plus comes with a bellow and an ionizer. Together, they keep the residual retention low, and I disassembled and cleaned it completely to measure the total retention, getting 0.2 grams total. I can't tell you exactly how much gets exchanged between doses, but even if all the 0.3 grams crossed over, it's too small for most of us to notice in the cup. The grounds come out fluffy. I always use a WDT, especially because I only work with bottomless portafilters. It's sometimes messier, but easier to clean, more hygienic, and I can actually see the extraction. However, if you use a double spout, you might be able to go straight to tamping. Now, the test I mentioned at the beginning. The T38 Plus has a 38mm conical burr. My P2 also runs a 38mm burr, but heptagonal, not hexagonal. My first question was, are they compatible? And the rotating burr from the P2 fits the T38 Plus. A good start, but it doesn't completely answer the question. So I swapped the burrs and tested both pour-over and espresso. Here's what happened. For pour-over, it works. I got nice cups with a V60 and Hario paper filters. Brewing my adapted Tetsukazuya recipe, I needed to grind coarser, around 1 turn and 10 clicks, close to French press. One thing to keep in mind: if you want a setting between 65 clicks and 1 full turn, you would need to 3D print a small piece or put a sticker to extend the scale. It would be great if Geimori added 360 marks in the next version. In a second test, for espresso, it didn't work. The external burr wasn't designed for this heptagonal burr. It starts touching before you reach a grind fine enough for espresso. The burrs touch at click 37. Then I tried grinding at click 40 for safety, adjusting a profile in my Arduino to perform as a regular machine at 9 bar, and the maximum pressure achieved was 2.2 bar with 45 grams extracted in only 10 seconds. It's way too coarse. That would be very sour in most machines without advanced profiling. So, pour-over with heptagonal burr, yes. Espresso, no. Let me be clear about one thing before we get into the results. The Kingrinder K6 wasn't here for a full comparison. It was used as a baseline since it's currently the best bang for the buck hand grinder with a similar price. The main point was to help me answer one question. Can the T38 Plus deliver good filter and espresso? And it can. I ran 3 comparisons using a light roast for a challenging test. Using the T38 Plus with a heptagonal burr from my P2, the T38 had more body, and the T6 had more clarity. That day, with that coffee, I preferred the T38 with the P2 burr. I could have dialed the K6 a bit finer and possibly changed the result, but I was matching the extraction times, not flavor. Putting the original burrs back, I prefer the K6, which again delivered more clarity, and the T38 more body, but even more than with a heptagonal burr. So the original burrs probably create more fines, and I prefer something in between for this coffee. But they were close. It's more a matter of preference. For espresso, as I mentioned, the heptagonal burr cannot get close enough to grind for espresso. Then I tested only with the original burr. There's a clear difference. Yeah, the K6 is definitely more acidic and it has more clarity. The T38 was more balanced, rounder, sweeter, with a bit more body, and it extracted 2 seconds faster than the K6. With this coffee, I preferred the T38 Plus. One important note, this was a light roast that's challenging for grinders that lean toward clarity. If I had tested against my Kinu M47, I think I would have preferred the Kinu. But the main point is that the T38 Plus makes good espresso and good filter coffee. That's the answer I was looking for. A few other things worth mentioning. First, the DC motor means this grinder works in any country, no adapter needed. That matters if you travel or move around, or if you live in a continental country like Brazil with the 2 voltages available. Second, it's also quieter than most electric grinders. I measured 78 decibels grinding for espresso, and my DF64 hits 86. That's a real difference. And quieter doesn't mean weaker. It didn't stall a single time in the last 30 days, not even cold starting a dense lightly roasted Ethiopian. By the way, I don't recommend cold starting. I always drop the benzene with the motor already running. And I always close the burrs with the motor on too to avoid misalignment or damage. Third, the footprint is small and relatively light. With the power supply, it weighs about 1.5 kilograms. A hand grinder like the K6 is around 700 grams, but a Kinu M47 Classic gets to about 1.2 kilos. Fourth, the power cord is about 1.4–1.5 meters. My charter is half that, which has always been annoying. So 1.4 meters is fine. For a travel or compact setup, this is a genuine option. Geimori also offers a battery version, lower speed, about a quarter of the power, around 1 kilogram, and those extra 500 grams plus the volume of the power supply may or may not matter to you. But I can't tell you whether it would stall on very dense light roasts. I haven't tested it. There's also a 96 watt version if you want more power, but it also runs at the same 190 RPM that the T38 Plus runs, so probably not faster, maybe quieter. If you would like me to test either of those, let me know in the comments. I may reach out to Geimori for a unit. So, what are my conclusions? If you're short on space or if you need something portable, the Geimori T38 Plus is one of the best options at this price right now. 72 watts, bivolt, low retention. The quality in the cup is comparable to a Kingrinder K6, well known for the quality and versatility at a low price. and the T38 Plus costs only $10 more. If you want to buy it, there's an affiliate link and a 15% coupon in the description, valid at the time I'm filming this. It won't cost you anything extra and it helps support the channel. And if you prefer not to use affiliate links, that's completely fine too. Last but not least, Geimori sent me this grinder for review, but they didn't have any say on my opinions on the script, and they didn't have previous access to this content. If you're new here, this channel is about making your gut shot with affordable gear. Subscribe if that sounds like your kind of content. Thanks for watching and ciao!